just to share with you how it works. Once a student has been approved for NSFAS funding, a bank account is created with the details of the student which they will need to authenticate before they can access their funds. Just like any other banking solution, no one can access funds without properly verifying their identity in line with FICA. Where we have paid, students will be able to see the bank balance. However, they cannot access their money if they did not register and authenticate themselves. Talking about authentication, you will all remember cases in the past where allowances went to targets other than students. You'll remember the many fraudulent cases that we have had. And this system ensures that there is authentication. The authentication process requires that the student produces a proof of their identity. After confirming their identity, students can then create a PIN for their account and access their account and funds as with normal bank accounts. NSFAS will only pay allowance to students whose registration information has been received from institutions. So if no registration information is at our disposal, we cannot pay students. At this point, I want to take you back to some observations by members of the public, by Parliament, by the press, just 2 months ago, that about 5.2 billion rands was erroneously paid to students who were not deserving. Against that background, it's only fair for NSFAS to ensure that our authentication process is firm, is effective, and we do not find ourselves funding ghost students. Those that have followed developments in NSFAS will know that some of the investigations happening towards institutions by various law enforcement agencies will point to the possibility of ghost recipients of our funding. Now, I have indicated earlier on that it can never be true that in the past the allowance system never had problems. There were various problems, some of which I've indicated. One of the most pressing problems that we used to have in the past will be that students will be paid late, even though funds were deposited into the account of the responsible institutions. All that notwithstanding, we have never seen the kind of reaction, the level of protest that we're receiving at this point in time. And I guess that too is instructive. Even more disturbing is the level at which some go to discredit the system, which level includes cyber attacks. Now, party to the ongoing actions to discredit the system has been confirmed cases of targeted cyber attacks on the websites of the fintech companies where our beneficiaries' accounts are hosted. There's no doubt that this is with the intention to steal student data and intercept allowances and render the new system unsafe. NSFAS is investigating such cases law enforcement agencies. As a matter of fact, we have alerted the law enforcement agencies of such activities. Now, coming to a status update, a total of 355,270 paid students, which constitute 86% of the paid students, have been able to successfully authenticate themselves and receive their allowance. Call upon the remaining percentage of 14% to please authenticate themselves so that their allowances can be released. If we're not firm on authenticating these students, we run a risk of paying ghost students. The systems we have put in place, providing your ID, your face, will ensure that students are properly authenticated. And please let them proceed and do so and save us the trouble of funding ghost students. NSFAS is reviewing and assessing the remaining students that were paid but unable to access their funds because they had not fully authenticated themselves. We do note that some students have been unable to authenticate themselves due to connectivity issues, and NSFAS has sent teams to campuses to assist students with the authentication and verification process. We have also noted that closer to the payment dates, the system experienced technical glitches caused by high internal traffic due to students registering at the same time. Onboarding for TVET college students continue on an ongoing basis as new students enroll. A total of 608 601 was paid to NSFAS beneficiaries at public universities, whilst a total of 383 671,000 was paid to technical and vocational and training colleges for the month of August alone. As with any introduction of a new system, there's now been some teething issues and genuine cases of students who have not been able to access their allowance with the new solution. Now, in such cases, which case will affect the 14% of the students who are not onboarded, we stand committed to assist in various ways, including going to the institutions themselves and physically assist the students on how best to onboard. Some of these problems can mainly be attributed to issues of data integration with institutions and system glitches caused by too many students seeking to register onto the system at the same time. We've also had reports of students struggling with the authentication process and require assistance. And once again, in these cases, we deploy officials across various campuses.